All right, guys. All right. So it's time to go again. Let me put my button up again. So this is what I have. I have an API, as this is with ASP.NET Core. I have a to-do list. So I got the get, the post, to get a single item, and I also have the update, which I'm using the put, and also I have another one for delete if I want to delete the to-do. So I'm running my ASP.NET Core here on the back end. Right here. Let me go ahead let me hit Control F5. That will open up the application here. Let me close this one. All right, so it's right there, it's running. So let me show you guys. So it's using Swagger, and you can try it out and see. You can hit execute, and it gives you a list. I've been playing already with the application, so I added 2 items. See, it gives you an ID. I got a title, description, and also if it's visible or not visible. So then I have I can add up a new to do. So I'm gonna hit try it out, and here let's hit execute, and I am going to go ahead and also too, like let's say that there's an error or something, like something happens to it, like there's an error on the post when you execute it, it would actually give you an error code there. All right, so here I'm going to put a new title. I'm going to put down new title just for testing purpose, and I'm going to I'll put down amazing to do or something, and I'm going to make it visible. So I'm going to hit execute, and go ahead and execute this one up there again. So now, if you look it over here, it's popping up over here. So I'm using new title, amazing to do. I can actually delete it. Let me go ahead and I can update it, and I can delete it. So I'm going to go ahead and go all the way to the one for delete. Let me open this up. All you got to do is pass the ID, and that will delete the to do. And it gave me a status of 200. So that means it went through. See? And now if I execute it again to get all the to-dos, it's gone. It's not there anymore. See, it's not there. Only got 3 items there. So yeah, so it's not there anymore. So I was able to delete it. All right, cool. So, and you get the picture about the, to get a single one. Like if you want to go ahead and get a single one, let's go ahead and try it out. But let's go ahead and let's do this one. Is going to be, that's the one I deleted. So it's going to throw error code saying not found probably. So yeah, it says 204, which is the code was actually success, but there was nothing returned. So let's just say we grab another one. Let's grab this ID here, and we do the call. Let me go all the way to the bottom. So now I get a 200, and if you execute it, I get a 200. So here, give me a success. So it's all right, cool. It's working. Sorry about that. I ended up going to the wrong one, so I ended up deleting it. All right, let me go ahead and let me get all the to-dos. I think I deleted the first one by mistake. Yeah, I deleted the first one. That's not what I wanted to do. All right. So now I'm down to only 2 to-do. Sorry. So we know that delete is working. So let me open the one for this one. This is a single one, to get a single one. All right. Let me hit execute. So yeah, so now I got just a single post right here. See? So I was in the wrong one. All right. So, and then we have the put, and this is the one. And let's go ahead and let's grab let's go ahead and try it out. And if we grab the ID, and let's go ahead and let's change the title to updated post. And then we go here, updated description. And then we make it visible. And we hit execute. Okay, so we got a 200 and the response, this is what it gave us. So let's go ahead and go all the way to the top. And let's go execute to get all the to-dos. See, now it says updated post. See, it says updated post, updated description, and yep, that's the one. So now we have two. All right, so 2 posts, that's what we have. Okay, because the other one I deleted by mistake. Anyhow, so if you're new to the channel, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, you can look me up over here, Martin Debs. If you like the video, make sure you hit a like, and don't forget to hit the bell for notifications whenever I upload videos. So, all right, so let's go ahead and close this up. This is the channel. So let's go ahead and build a new application. So let me go ahead and close this one up. So we're going to go ahead and open Visual Studio. I'm going to open my Visual Studio, create a new project. So, okay, so let's go ahead and create a new project. This takes a little bit, not too much. So here, what I'm going to do is I am going to go here, ASP.NET Core Web App. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and select this one, and I'm going to call it API. I'm going to put backend API. So actually, you know what? Let me go back. I just needed to do let's do just a web API, which is right here. I already selected that before, because I don't want to have the razor pages and none of that stuff. I just want to have that. So I'm gonna hit next, because I'm gonna call it web API. I have the location here, already have it there. I'm gonna hit next. I don't want to have any authentication, none of that. So this right here, all these checks are good. So I'm going to go ahead and create this one, and this is going to build it. It's going to take a little bit, but it's pretty fast. So see? All right. Yeah, so what do we get out of the box? We get a single controller. We got the program, and it gives us the weather forest costs. And this is just a single controller. And if we hit Control F5, it will build it. And let's just see what we get out of the box. Okay, cool. So we got the Swagger open here. We got the get post about the weather forecast. I'm sorry, weather forecast. I don't know why I'm saying forest. Weather forecast. So we have a single, see, it gives us that. So that's the basic one. That's just the basic template. So what we are going to do is, first thing we're going to do is we're going to create 2 folders. We're going to go here on the back end. We're going to go ahead and create 2 folders. One is going to be called models. This one's going to be called models. And inside the models, I am going to create a class. And the class, I am going to call it to do. So let me go ahead and do that. Go ahead and add a class. Okay, so I got a class, and here what I'm going to do is I am going to type in prop, which is prop, and I'm going to hit tab. And that is going to automatically give me, instead of using integer, I want to use GUID. I think that's how you pronounce it. And then I'm going to pull this one ID. So then I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do prop. This one I'm going to use a string. And this one's going to be title. Okay. And then this one here, I am going to use another one. It's called a string. and it's going to be called description. Okay, just like in the just in the beginning of the video, I put that there. One for string, I'm sorry, one for title, one for description, and this one here I am going to use a boolean, and this is going to be called I'm going to call it is visible. Okay, so this one's either going to be a true or false. So it's either going to be visible or not visible. So we have the title, description. That's pretty much it. This is very simple. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we want to go ahead and install some packages that we're going to need. So let's go ahead and do that right now. So if you go to tools and go to package manager and go click on so we can search for the packages we're going to need. So here, this is the one for install. We actually go to the browse, and here we want to type in what I want to do is I want to install Microsoft Entity Core Tools. So make sure it matches the version of the whatever you have. If it's a 6.0, 7.0, so mine is actually mine is using 6.0, so I am going to go, I'm not using 7.0, so I'm going to go to 6. Okay, so I'm gonna hit install. I'm gonna go ahead and hit accept, and let me see what other packages I need to do. So okay, the next one, once it's in there, the next one I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and install the Microsoft, this one, framework core. I'm gonna go ahead and install this one, and same thing. So same thing, I'm gonna select version 6. Go ahead and install this one, and then I hit accept this one, and I am going to look for the SQLite. That's going to be for the database. For the purpose of the video, I'm going to select this one. Since it's a very small application, I'm not going to select the SQL Server. Make sure we select this one. We go ahead and hit install again. Okay, all right, cool. So now you go ahead and save it. See, make sure it matches that. See, the one I'm using is .NET 6. So make sure it matches all across. 666. All right. That's a bad number. 666. All right. So then I have that. Then I'm going to go in here and I am going to create a folder. And this one is going to be called data. So let's go ahead and get a folder. This is going to be data. Okay. And inside there, I am going to go ahead and create a class, and this one is going to be called data context. Okay, so data context. Data context. And here we are going to derive from DB context like that. And that brought the entity framework core. So inside here, we want to do is we want to declare a public data context. And we want to go DB context, hold on, DB context options. That's what it was. That's what it is. And that is going to be from data context like that. And we want to make it options. This is just going to be the connection of how we're going to use migrations to create the data tables. Okay, so the first one is going to be the one we created. It's going to be public and DB set, and this one is going to be to do. And then it's going to be, this is going to be to do's, and then you want to use the get and set. And let's go ahead and import that. So you can import it by clicking Control dot, and that's going to come from the backend, which is models. So now that we have that, hold on, what did I do? Sorry. It's supposed to be outside. Let me go ahead and delete that. Yeah, it's supposed to be on the outside, which is over here. Yeah, just like that. So yeah, it's nothing supposed to be inside there. Okay, cool. So now that we have that, the next thing I want to go ahead and do is we want to go to inside the program. Here inside the program, and we want to go ahead and we're going to be able to, because we want to be able to access it anywhere in the application. So you want to go ahead and want to be able to declare here in this on the program, and then you can inject it to the controllers and everything. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Inside here, what you want to do is want to do builder, and want to declare services, and the services is going to be called add DB context, and this one is where we're going to pass data context. That's the folder where we have all the DB sets, and this one you want to do options, and here you want to do options. What is the type you want to use? I'm going to use SQLite. That's going to be my database. And then you want to do builder, and you want to pass configuration. And the next thing is going to do, if you actually hit control that, it kind of tells you. Oh, what I'm looking for is get connection string. That's the one I'm looking for. And this one is going to be called, I'm going to call it default connection. Okay, here. Okay, cool. So now one more thing. Oh, yeah, you want to apply and rebuild. Okay, so now we got to go inside the app settings, which is right here. So inside here, I'm going to go to development. So because we're developing the application, when it's on production, then you can change it to production. So here, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do the connection string. So I'm going to put it up here. So up here, we want to do is connections. The actual ASP.NET Core is kind of helping me. And this one is going to be called default connection. And this one, I'm going to call it data source. Here, I'm going to do my app.db. So if you're using SQL Server, you can, the connection, of course, is going to be different. But that's mine, simple, very easy. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and save it. And I am going to go ahead and close I'm going to go ahead and close all these pages, all these tabs that I got open. All right. So now that we have that, next thing I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and create my first migration. So I am going to go ahead and do add migration. And this one I'm going to name it add to do. And everything, if everything was written correctly and you got all the packages, this will give you a migration here. It tells you that I have an ID, a title, description, and this is a string, So, and then we want to do is update database. Okay. So this is going to build the table. All right, cool. So everything went okay. I don't have any error codes, nothing. So now we can concentrate inside. See, I have a DB. So in order to see that, you have to open, you have to download this one. It says DB browser SQLite. We're focusing right now on the video for creating the application. So let's stay on this right now. All right. So next thing I want to do, I'm gonna go ahead and create a controller, and the controller on this one I'm gonna call it to-dos controllers. Okay. So inside the controllers, we want to do is create I'm gonna select API, I'm gonna select entity, and I'm gonna go ahead and add it. And this one here, I am going to call it to-dos controller. Okay, so here, see how it's giving me already the base controller, And so this is the name of the controller. To-do controller is controller base. That's from where it's deriving from the. So the first thing I want to do is type in CTOR and hit tab. That's going to initialize. And here, what we're going to do is we're going to pass the data connection, which is data context. We will hit import, and this one is going to be context. And if you hit control dot, and it's going to give you selections there. The one I'm looking for is it's called create and assign field context. Which this one, instead of using this, I always like to use underscore like that. So we're going to go ahead and create our first one. The first one is going to be the HTTP get. And this is what we want to do is we want to get all the to-dos. Okay. So we want to do HTTP get just like that. And we want to make this one public. Oh, public. And we want to make it async. And ASP.NET Core is going to try to help you by giving you those underlines. And if you hover over that, it kind of tells you what, it kind of tells you what to type sometimes. So it's very helpful. And also the documentation in ASP.NET Core is very, very well documented. All right. So this one is going to be get all to-dos. This is going to be, so because we're using async, so, and the way async is, you want to do return, and every time you do async, you want to await the return. So then you want to do context. And what's the name of the table? So it's to-dos. And this one here, what we want to do is you want to get it all. So I'm going to do to lists because we're using the async. We want to use async. So if you were not using async, you're just using action resolve, then you wouldn't have to worry about that. But this is an API. We want to make it asynchronous. So, okay. So that's how you get one. I'm sorry. That's how you get them all. So the next one I want to do is I want to get a single one. So this one here, I want to use a row. And this here, it's going to be an ID. And we want to pass GUID. GUID, I think is GUID. Yeah, GUID. So this here, we want to do action name. And this one you want to do get to do by ID. Okay. So same thing we want to do is public async task action result. And this one you want to do is get to do by ID. And this one you want to do is you want to do GUID ID. It doesn't have to be capitalized. So here you want to pass from route. So this is very similar to the one we just did on top. So this one we want to do is return. Oh, my big fingers, they get stuck in the way. Okay, return. Okay. And here you want to await this. And synchronous, you want to make it. Oh. And you want to do to-dos. And you want to get the first of default, just like that. And you just want to get a single one. So you want to do CID, and you want to make that equal to the ID that you're passing over here. Okay, so, and that's how you get a single one. Next one we want to do, this one is going to be, this is the one we're going to add the to-dos. So this one here, all you got to do is on the top, you're going to do is type in HTTP post, and here it's going to be public, async, and task, action result. And this one you want to call this one add to do because you're adding to do. And this one is going to come from to do. You kind of data binding here. Okay. So let's make sure we import the to do so we can get rid of the underlying error code. And here you want to do to do ID, and you want to pass GUID, new GUID, so that we can get a new ID. And here you want to do await because we're using the async, and this one is going to be context. And of course, we want to put it inside the to-dos. So then you want to do is you want to add asynchronous, and what you want to add is the to-do. So then once you add it, then you want to save it. Save changes. And then once you do that, you want to return, and it's going to be, you want to pass a create to action, and the name of it is going to be called get to do by ID, and you want to pass new, and inside there you want to have an ID, and it's from the to-dos, and you're going to pass the ID, and then inside the to-do. And that's how you add up a new to-do. It doesn't have to be a to-do. You can actually, use the same method for anything, for like a category. You can add up anything, your favorite food. You can create a controller for orders, but it's very similar. So you guys can use this as a like a foundation, like something. All right, so the next one I want to do is I want to do the put, HTTP put. HTTP put, and inside there, we want to do, we want to pass a route, and this one here, in order to I update it, you want to grab the ID. So same thing, I want to do that, and I'm gonna call this method, I'm going to call it update to do, because we want to update it. So what does it take to update a to do? So in order to update it, you want to get from the route, let me see, route, and you got to get an ID because you want to update a single one. So, and then you want to pass from body, and what are you updating is a to do. So to do, and then this one is going to be update. You want to call it update to do. Okay. So first thing we want to do is, of course, we want to grab the single one. So we're going to call this one bar existing to do. And this one, you want to grab a single one. So first thing you want to do is await this context to do. And this one is going to be just going to find a single one. And we're going to get it by getting the ID. And then once we have it, you want to check, make sure it's available, make sure it's not null. So if there's not available, or if it's not there, you want to return no found, like that. There was not found. Okay. So now, once you find it, so you want to do is, because you're updating this, so you want to do existing to do, and you want to update the title, and you want to update it to the update to do, and this one is going to be title. And then same thing you want to do is you want to, I think it was description, the next one, and then you want to update it to update to do, and you want to update the description. And then the last one is going to be, you want to make sure, oh wait, existing, let me spell that, existing to do, oh shoot. And you want to do is visible, and you want to do update to do. Okay, so if it's visible, so once you have that, then you save it. Once it's you want to do await context, and you want to go ahead and save the change. And then once you save the change, you want to return okay, and you want to do existing to do. Okay, once we have the to do, I'm sorry, once we have the put, We already used the put method. The next thing I want to do is go ahead and do the delete. All right, so we're almost finished practically. So it's not that complicated. So HTTP delete, and this is going to be the route. And in order to delete a single post or anything, you want to grab the ID and you want to do GUID like that. So then here we want to do public. Oh, did I messed up? Yes, I did. Async, unsynchronous, and you want to do action result. And this one, I'm going to call it delete to do. So here we want to do is grab it from route, and this one is going to be GUID ID because we want to grab an ID in order to delete it. So here we want to do this. It's practically the same as the one we did to update. So this one here we want to do it we want to create a variable, and it's going to be existing to do. And this one we want to wait before we can get the single to do. So this is to do's, and this one is going to be find async, and you want to grab the ID. All right, so then we want to check. What we want to do is we want to check if make sure there's existing to do. Make sure if it's not null. Because if it's equal to null, then you want to do is return not found. Okay, so now if we have it, if we find one, then you want to do to-dos. You want to do remove. And what do we want to remove? An existing to do. Okay, then once we have the deleted, you want to do await. Oh. And you want to save the change. Okay, then once you delete that, you want to hit return OK. All right, cool. So now, so we have one for delete, one for the put, one for post to add up a new post. This one here is a single one, and this is to get all of them. All right, so let's go ahead and build it since we pretty much done with the controller. So on the next video after this, after make sure this is working, the next video that we're gonna do is I'm gonna use JavaScript to go ahead and use the fetch method so that we can go ahead and call the API. You go ahead and refresh it. Yeah, right here. All right, so now we're finished. So let's go ahead and let's get all the items. Let's go ahead and try it out. We hit execute. Let me hit execute. Oh, see, like right now it's giving you empty string. So there's nothing there. There's nothing. So let's go ahead and add up a to do. So let's go ahead and hit to do. Let's go ahead and try it out. Let's add up a to do. And let's go ahead and let me do first to do. And let me put this one, another, oh, I missed another amazing video. And you want to make it visible. So let's go ahead and hit execute. Okay, so now let's go back on the top. And let's go ahead and hit execute to try it out. See, it's right here, it's visible. So that means it's already working. Very cool. So now let's try the next one. Let's go ahead and close this one. All right, so let's go ahead and get let's do that. Let's do the output. Let's go ahead and do the put. So that's what it means is it's going to update it. So that we have to get the ID. So let's copy this one. And in order to execute it, you need to have the ID. Anything like you're updating, you need to have an ID because you got to make sure you know which one you're updating. So this is, I'm gonna put down updated to do, and I'll put down updated description, and we'll make it visible. So now it's been executed. It gives you the 200, so that means it worked. So if we go back over here and execute it, see, it says updated to do description. So it's working good. So now we know we only have one post. So yeah. So let's try the delete. So let's go ahead and delete this one. And let's hit try it. And let's go ahead and grab the ID and let's go ahead and execute this. And get the 200, that means it went through, it was successful. And let's go ahead and execute again the to-do. See, now we're back again to no to-do. So, all right, guys. So that was it for this video here. So it was simple. I mean, it was less than an hour. And I mean, pretty straightforward. And hopefully you guys enjoyed as much as I did. So I'll see you guys in the next video, which I'm going to be using. I'm thinking either Angular or JavaScript to go ahead and consume this backend, the API. So don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment and stay tuned for more videos. And I'll see you on the next one, guys. Thank you. Alrighty, let's end this. Bye-bye for now.